Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Online Smicha. Today we'll discuss a halacha which is relevant to this time of the year. There are different times of the year where families get together for simchas and friends get together for different conventions, etc. And there's an interesting halacha that we have to discuss. Some say it's a bracha that should be made, and some say it's borderline, it's a shaila. But before we get to the halacha part, I'd like to tell you what the Mishnah, we all know what the Mishnah of us says, Havei mekabel kol adam b'sever panim yafes, greet every person favorably with a smile, every person, no matter if he's a friend of yours or not. So the Tiferes Yisrael, and one of the Mefarshim, the Mishnaic says like this, Kol Kan, that in this Mishnah, the Mishnah grouped together Reya, V'Nachri, Asher, V'Ani, friend and stranger, poor man, rich man, important man, not so important, whoever it may be. Al Yidei Sheyakablu B'Sefer Panim Yafes. If you greet him favorably with a smile and not in an angry face, Tisgaber Ha'ava Bein Adam L'Chaverei. That will generate love. That will generate friendship. Just showing a smiling face. V'yarviach gamo eisekain. And not only the person who you show a smiley face to, will feel good. Actually, the person doing so will feel good. Sheyirbu oyavov v'mechabdov. You will be loved better. You will be honored and respected more. Ubul adai oyavim v'reim. And the Tiferes Yisrael says, and a person who doesn't have friends, ha'adam hu ka'arar ba'arava. A person, a loner without friends, is like a bush, a rava somewhere out in the wild that doesn't grow, doesn't produce anything. So friendship, smiling, what we know in the Mishnah of Mekabel kol adam, b'sever panim yafes, is to create friendship. Friendship is ava. Now, obviously, there is the natural ava that you have to your family members. In your family members, by your family members themselves, you have your parents. There's a natural ava to your parents, to your brothers and sisters, to your children. So you're very excited to see them after not being around with them for a long time. But somewhere along the line, you could create that type of ava, a close friend of yours. Now, a close friend of yours has different categories. There is a close friend that you grew up together, you were pals from when you were young, and then as age grew, you split. You went to one city, you moved on to a job, and he's in another city. But from time to time, when you get together, you re-energize, you have that chayis, that spirit, that simcha all over again. It's the tremendous connection that the Alter Rebbe says in the Maimer. Why is there no greater simcha than simchas chasim v'kala? Because these two, the chasim v'kala, were together. They're meant to be together from creation. Uvechein, that the 20 years or 25 years, whatever it is, that they were apart, when they meet again and they marry, says the Alter Rebbe, it's like me finding my lost friend who I'm yearning for so long. There was this connection that we had from the get-go. So there's a tremendous simcha when family members meet after not seeing each other for a period of time. And there's a tremendous simcha, even friends getting together. Because of this simcha, the Alter Rebbe says the halacha, and obviously it's based on the Mechaber Shulchan Aruch, based on the Gemara and Brachas, and Seder Birchas Hanenim, Perek Yud Beis, halacha Yud Aleph. The Alter Rebbe says, Haroya es chaveirei hachaviv olav harbe. If you see your friend who's very beloved, he's a close friend of yours, v'sameach v'nena b'riyasei, and you're so happy to see your friend. Says the Alter Rebbe, that's a real simcha. That is a high level of simcha. And therefore, im lo yira'o zeh shleishim yom, if you did not see him for 30 days, Yivarech Shechiyanu. You have to thank God. And the bracha you have to make is Shechiyanu. And v'im lo yira'o zeh shneim asar chaydish, if you did not see him for 12 months, not only Shechiyanu, but you have to make the bracha it's a much deeper connection. Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam mechaya hamesim. Reviving of the dead. I haven't seen him for 12 months. And the Alter Rebbe says, Afilu hoysala mimenu yudia beintayim biksav, even if during this period of time you did get a letter from him, so you knew that he was alive, oy baal peh, or somebody sent a message from him, nevertheless, when I see him firsthand, I still make the bracha. Ki ikar habracha hu al hanas v'simchas halev b'riyas panav. The main hana, the main thank you that I'm giving to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that I'm able to see my friend again, see him. And when I see him, even though I saw a letter from him, I received a letter from him, or I heard news about him, still, when I see him, I make the bracha. And the Alter Rebbe says one more point. V'gam hanashim mevarches kain, a woman is also allowed to make this bracha. Al rias chavreisehem, when there's a women's convention and you saw your friend from kindergarten, from that you grew up with, that you haven't seen for so long, and now you meet. Once you meet, after there was a gap of 30 days or 12 months, you make a bracha. V'chein ha'ish al isha, a man could even make the bracha on a woman. For which woman he's allowed to make the bracha? For his mother, if he didn't see his mother a long period of time, or his daughter or his sister, he's allowed to make the bracha. It's clear. It seems to be the Shulchan Aruch is saying, wow, that's such a real simcha that I have. It's and no different than the simcha of winning money or anything like that, or the whole list of type of things that you can make a bracha for because it creates real joy. And the question is, do you really see people making this bracha? So I will tell you the discussions, what the Achrayim talk about. And first of all, I would like to mention that a Rav Avadia Yosef, Olav Shalom, actually paskened that even today, if you know that the person who you are meeting is a true friend, and he creates real joy, then even today you make the bracha. Yet, we don't find people doing that too. And I'll tell you what other Achrayim say, and the reasoning behind this. First of all, we are in a dilemma. Dilemma is, how do you rate a friend that creates real joy? There are some friends, I'm happy to see, but it didn't change my life. I'm not going to party with them. And there are some friends which are real besimcha. And where are you going to draw the line? And if you're going to tell me I really don't know where to draw the line, then I run into a problem. The problem is that if for certain friends you're going to say Shechiyanu, and the other friend you're not going to say, you're going to offend somebody. The friend that you're not going to see for so long, and you don't say Shechiyanu, is what, I'm not your friend? So, therefore, some Achrayim say that's the reason that it's a suffix bracha, because we don't know where to rate true simcha friendship, and therefore just don't say the bracha. Even though that the bracha of Shechiyanu in many ways is a much lighter bracha, birchas or reshus, that it could be said in many cases where it's questionable. The bracha of Mechaya Mesim is also a discussion, because after all, Mechaya Mesim is reviving of the dead. Reviving of the dead. This man was alive. Why would you say Mechaya Mesim? And actually, some say that even if you're going to say that bracha, it's not really, you don't have to say Shem Umalchus, Baruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Ha'olam, because in Shemoneh Esrei, where we speak about Mechaya Mesim, we don't say Melech. We only say Baruch Atah Hashem. That's a side issue. But back to why are we referring to it as Mechaya Mesim? Because just like Lahavdil, by Avelus, Rahman al-Islam, when somebody's mourning after a relative of his, so Nebuch is very hard, very hurtful, very painful. Shloisha, Shiva, Shloishim. But as time passes, the Eibishter has created a teva of the human that after 12 months he starts to forget. And because he forgets about it, he's able to sink in and run his life regularly. So just as it is that way by lahavdil, by mesim, by mourning, it's the same with a very close friend. Even while he's alive, you forget about him. So that's the comparison between, it's reviving of the dead, the same concept. But we don't find people do that bracha too, for the same reason. La halacha again. The reason, the loopholes or the questions why you should be able to say the bracha or not is who's your true friend. And it's also questionable because today's days, it's not like the olden times where a guy travels away and you don't know anything about him. Today's days, there's internet, there's videos, there's a Skype, and all these ways where you could see him, not only receive a letter. A letter, obviously, the Alter Rebbe clarified and said I didn't see him. But today's days, a person could be thousands of miles away and he's still with you. So therefore, it's best not to make the bracha, but friendship, it's a true lesson in life, in Torah, that friendship is such an important thing that it creates a real simcha. But the bracha is halachically questionable. Yeshikayach, and please join us again next week.